With bated breath, we had been waiting to find out what the heck is this Wumpa League, and from the 106% teaser in Crash 4 to the Wumpa League banner hidden in the background of the Crash Plays Uncharted 4 video, to the sneaky tease in lead developer Paul Yan's GDC presentation, to the Pinata teaser sent to influencers on the Crash 25th anniversary, to the Pizza Box teaser before the Game Awards 2022, and then its final reveal renamed as Crash Team Rumble at the Game Awards 2022. And this is the first time that the Crash Bandicoot series has ventured into a fully multiplayer game space. So after all this hyping it up, I wasn't sure what to expect with this game. Personally, I like the metagame that Crash Team Rumble has, and the moment-to-moment gameplay is wonderful, but it does suffer from a lack of game modes and content that would allow me to sit down and play this game for gratuitous amounts of hours on end. This said content is coming as it's a live service game, but I'm playing the game now. Many people share this sentiment, no doubt, but there is a ton of people enjoying the hell out of this game as well, and I have to say, I did too to some respect. What is here is great, especially with how well the heroes play. My boy Dingodile is an absolute menace on the battlefield. So opinions on this game are all over the place, and it seems like people are getting different levels of enjoyment out of the game. However, I absolutely think without a shadow of a doubt that Crash Team Rumble has a well thought out, perfectly executed trophy run. One of the best I've seen in a multiplayer only experience. There is no collecting this platinum once this game goes down in the far future, which will always suck, of course. But for people that get in on collecting the Master Platinum Trophy now, this is one of the best executed live service trophy runs. Let's get into why that is and enjoy covering another Platinum Trophy from my favorite series of all time. This is Platinum Hunters, the show where we take a look at everything it takes to get the Platinum Trophy and whether it's worth the effort to achieve it. Of course, if you want another Crash Plat, check out CTR, no, not this CTR, the other CTR, Crash Team Racing. And subscribe for more trophy hunting expeditions just like this one, because you might just find your next Platinum Trophy. What completely shocked me when it came to the trophy guide is that this is the easiest Crash Bandicoot Platinum trophy to collect so far. Before this, the easiest plat in the series made you do pretty difficult time trials that will test your platforming skills. Obviously, there won't be any time trials in an online multiplayer game, but they had plenty of opportunities to mess with us in other ways, but I can report that they didn't do that. There are trophies for getting wins, trophies for max ranking a hero, trophies for being the top player in the match with a certain score category, and environmental trophies, but they showed a ton of restraint with how much of this stuff you have to do over the course of your time getting the platinum. Instead of maxing out the level of every hero, they made you do just one. Instead of getting 100 wins or a big milestone like that, you have to get one win with every hero. Instead of forcing you to max out the battle pass for a trophy, they straight up didn't have any battle pass trophies to begin with. All of these choices make this trophy run absolutely wonderful and one of the best trophy runs I have seen this year. This is exactly how much time I was hoping to spend with this live service multiplayer game, and this breeds a lot of goodwill, making me want to play more when the next content piece drops. It's very accessible for people, and you will see this as we cover all of these different types of trophies. There is a bit of a challenge trying to collect the environmental trophies, but overall the difficulty of this platinum run is very fair for a multiplayer only game. I'm going to stop pumping the tires now and just show you what I mean, but note that I have more helpful guides in the description below if you need it. The metagame of CT Rumble has a bit of a learning curve, so I'm glad they force you to start with a tutorial to at least give you an idea of what to do, although I think the tutorial really doesn't do the best job overall. However, you have to do it and you'll get your first trophy called Tutorial Complete after you finish it. This game is ultimately about banking 2,000 Wumpa Fruit in its main game mode, but there are 3 different classes of heroes that play a role in the match, so you probably want to learn the ropes by playing a handful of matches and watching the way other players play. After a couple of matches, you will unlock the Rookie No More trophy after you reach level 2 for your overall season rank. If you bought the deluxe version of the game, you will get this trophy after the tutorial because the deluxe version boosts your level to 20 automatically, but otherwise you're getting this trophy pretty immediately. I thought level 2 is kind of a joke trophy, but then I thought, what if it was level 100? Let's say you get very close to 100 but run out of time in the season to get it. Your level resets, and now it's another 50 some odd hours to get the trophy. You know what? Level 2 is perfect. There are 3 other easy trophies that you can get right away, and they're on screen now for equipping a hat, backpack, and a custom gear cosmetic to any of your heroes. Again, if you collected the deluxe version, you will have some cosmetics unlocked from the start, but after you get to level 7 with the current battle pass, you should have one of each cosmetic type to get these trophies. I'm assuming that every new season will be the same, so there is no worries here about collecting the items to put on. Some of these cosmetics are really cool and fun. I made my boy Dingodile look absolutely fabulous. Speaking of heroes, we will need to collect a W with each hero to unlock the 8 trophies on screen now. Keep in mind, you need these wins in competitive play, and all the trophies from here on out require you to get them in competitive mode. As of recording this video, there are 9 heroes out, with Ripperoo being the newest one, but you will only need wins with the 8 launch heroes as they're the ones with trophies. However, most of the heroes will have to be unlocked while playing the game. You will have Crash, Dingodile, and Coco unlocked from the start, which gives you 1 hero from each class type. Then on screen now is the criteria for the other heroes. The criteria to unlock each hero is very specific to the class each hero is found in. So if you play as Crash and focus on scoring Wumpa, you will quickly unlock Tawna and Catbat, who are also in the scorer class. I think Tropy is the most grindy to unlock, but if you play a lot of Brio and my good old boy Dingodile, then you should have no problem unlocking her, and really none of these heroes take an exorbitant amount of time to unlock them. Then collect a win with each hero and pop these 8 win trophies. I think this game could have made it much worse than just 1 single win for each hero, so that's very accessible. Seeing how much I talk about Dingodile, you bet he was the hero that I took all the way to the top and got the Playing Favorites trophy for reaching the level cap with any hero. At the time of recording this episode, the level cap is 15, and I'm not sure if they are planning to increase the level cap in subsequent seasons. I also don't know that if they do increase the level cap, if that will keep the trophy requirements at 15, or if the trophy requirements will scale with the increase. If there are any changes to the trophy, check the description for an update stating what changed, but the strategy for leveling your hero doesn't change. Aside from continuously playing and doing well in matches, which gives you more XP points, every hero has challenges that you can clear and they will give you extra hero XP points. The criteria will be stuff like win X amount of games or earn X amount of Wumpa score badges in games, and you can check which of them you have when you choose your character before a match. The great thing about these challenges is that you can cash in on them 7 or 8 times as they stack and just increase the criteria a little bit more each time. The last 3 or so levels did get a bit crazy with the XP asks, and it's still not too bad even if you exhausted all your challenges. This is probably going to be the last trophy you collect in the trophy run, and it will bring you north of 20 to 25, maybe 30 hours into your trophy run when you collect this last trophy. Choose the hero you play with best, and get grinding on that character level. On top of winning with every hero, you also need to get a single win with every power-up equipped for the 7 trophies on screen now. These equipped powers definitely come in clutch in the right situations, like dropping a Gaz, Moxie, and Guard on top of a gem that you're trying to capture, or dropping the healing fridge at the last minute in a fight to boost your health back to the top. Seriously, these things are awesome in different situations, and you'll need to win a match with each equipped at some point in the trophy run. The only thing stopping you from getting them all at once is that you have to unlock them just like the heroes. The Fly Trap, Spitter, and Healing Fridge are unlocked from the start, and on screen now are the criteria for unlocking the rest. These 5 are all unlocked by activating the common and epic relic stations on the map, which are the special powers that require relics to power them up. So if you want to unlock these powers quicker, play as Coco or Cortex and dash around the map, picking up relics and activating these stations. The common ones are pretty easy to boost when playing on the Tiki Towers map because there are lots of common stations and most of them only cost 2 relics. Then win a match with all 7 powers once all of them are unlocked. While you grab those trophies, there are plenty more related to doing exceedingly well in the match. The first set we'll look at is for scoring a certain amount of Wumpa over the course of the entire match. On screen now are those 3 trophies, and you will need to do very well as your team scorer to get the 1200 Wumpa to collect all 3 of these. When it comes to collecting the Fruits of Your Labor trophy, you pretty much need to use a hero in the scorer class because you can hold a lot more Wumpa fruit at one time, like using Crash, who has a capacity of 130 Wumpa. Plus you can also equip the Wumpa Stash power up, so you can bank an extra amount of Wumpa when the power is all charged up. This will have you banking a ton of Wumpa, and this should help you collect it faster. If you're the only scorer on your team, that will help too, because chances are your teammates will be focusing on other stuff like the gem stations and stopping the other team. That will let you focus on being the dedicated scorer and picking up 1200 or more Wumpa. Another Wumpa scoring trophy to try and grab is called Fruitful, and this time you have to bank 300 Wumpa in one single drop off. This is a very situational trophy, as you'll need a couple of things to be working in your favor to get it. You definitely need to be at full Wumpa capacity and have a charged Wumpa stash ready, which will get you about 170 to 180 Wumpa. Then you need to have an 80% or 100% gem boost going on for your team, so that way when you bank your stash, it's almost worth double. This is a lot of moving parts just to have working in tandem, so I have another method to help you get the trophy. On the map, Just Beachy, your team needs to make sure you get enough relics to activate the epic relic station in the middle of the map, which is a Wumpa bank. This makes all Wumpa deposits worth double, so get the max capacity of Wumpa and have a charged up Wumpa stash ready. Once you deposit it at the Wumpa bank, you should get the trophy to pop because it should be over 300 Wumpa. This second way of doing it was ultimately easier than the first to get this trophy. The last Wumpa scoring trophy is an easy one called Teamwork for the Win, and you'll need to ping your team's drop off when within 200 Wumpa away from winning a competitive match. The ping system is pretty awesome for getting people's attention, and when you're in distance of winning the match, let your team know to stop messing around and get the W. Just wait until you're at 1800 points or higher on the scoreboard, and then ping the drop off to get the trophy, and hopefully you get the win as well. Stopping your opponents from scoring and doing anything is an equally viable way to allow your team to win the match. So it's time to become an absolute insufferable menace on the battlefield and collect these 3 KO trophies on screen now. The grand one to strive for is the Heavyweight Champ Trophy for bullying everyone on the other team, resulting in collecting 10 or more KOs in a single match. If you are popping off like this, you're doing your job very well. It's not impossible to get 10 KOs with booster class heroes or even scorers, but it's far more frequent for the blockers to pull this feat off, and again, you'll have to be really bullying cheeks in the match to get this many KOs. As opposed to Wumpa scoring, the longer and less lopsided matches where everyone is putting up a good defense are probably the ones where you'll have a chance to achieve this. While going for the trophy, you will also want to get the insanely strong trophy for getting 5 KOs without dying in a single competitive match. The chances of you getting this trophy while getting the heavyweight champ trophy is pretty good because you are having a really good match if you are popping off like this. If you don't play too recklessly, you can get this trophy, and I also recommend using the healing fridge as your power up of choice, just in case you're running low on health and need some juice in a pinch. Last KO trophy is called No Pain, No Gain, and now you have to be bullied and get KO'd in a competitive match. This will eventually happen when someone runs you down or catches you slipping. It's an inevitable trophy that you will get dishonorably given to you in due time. Now it's time for the boosters to shine for these next 3 trophies, all related to collecting the boosts from the gems in the map. On screen now are the 3 trophies collected based on how much gem boosting you contribute to in a single match. Boosters like Coco and Cortex are built for this task as they just glide around the map and have tools in their kit that make capturing gem stations really easy. For this trophy, you'll need to capture every gem station that pops up during a match to pop the Dominator trophy. It will also help if your teammates are not really interested in capturing gem stations, because then you will get the most credit when you get to the results screen. Note that you can get more than 100% of gem boosting participation, so you really want to aim for that to ensure you get the trophy. Most maps have 3 gem stations, so it's harder to pull this off on those maps, but maps like Just Beachy and Bogged Down only have 2, so capturing all the gem stations on those maps is a lot easier. The ideal situation really is that either your scorers or opponent scorers end the match in a quicker fashion and you were the catalyst behind capturing all of the gem stations. It's going to come down to a bit of luck in the end, and aim to capture all the stations and pray that you'll get at least 100% of the credit, as weird as that sounds. Boosters are definitely needed for these next 2 trophies as well. We have the Deep Pockets trophy up first for depositing 25 or more relics at relic stations in a single competitive match. Remember that strategy I gave you for unlocking some of the power-ups? It works here too. Use Coco or Cortex, wait till you play Tiki Towers, and then go on a relic hunt and drop at least 25 relics in relic stations over the course of one match. As well, you can focus on the Epic trophy at the same time, where it asks you to activate an epic relic station. This is the big expensive one in the middle of the map, and you need to be the hero that drops the rest of the needed relics to power up the epic station. Since you've been banking a bunch of relics, this should get you the trophy pretty easily. Just be the one to activate it first. Now we are left with the last 8 trophies in the run, and these are more situational ones to collect. But if you are winning and made it this far into the guide, drop a like to let me know you haven't rage quit yet. These last trophies for the Platinum Run are all based around our heroes' abilities and using them to pull off a specific feat. Each of the base roster heroes has one, and I'm going to give you the tips and tricks you need to know that will help you get them faster. And again, like all the other trophies, it needs to be done in the competitive game mode. Let's cover our first one, and then things will make more sense from there. Up first, we have the second helping of Paincakes trophy, and you unlock it by flattening 2 enemies at once with a slam or super slam using our boy, the one you all know and love, the orange one, Crash Bandicoot. Our boy is well known for face planting into enemies, and here we have to catch 2 of these enemies with a single one slam. The element of surprise can certainly make this easier, so any level where you can get up high and use your super slam is going to ensure you catch them off guard. If there are 2 or more enemies sitting on the bank, just start jumping around and using the slam to see if you can connect with 2 of them. It's definitely situational as you need the enemies to bunch up, but as you will see, most of the ability trophies are going to be like this. Going from left to right along the select screen, we have Tawna and the Up to No Good trophy, where you'll have to use her uppercut ability on an enemy and KO them before they touch back down on the ground. I found this one to be more challenging than it sounds, and I might have pulled this one off on an AI bot. Once you connect with the uppercut, you will send them in the air, but it's not like they are stunned by the hit and you can keep attacking. The hero can still move in the air, and it makes it hard for you to get the follow-up KO. So I recommend picking on a low health enemy and preferably a bot when they appear in a match, because you will need to use the uppercut and your next hit has to KO them. The trophy was a little harder to get than the rest because of waiting for the right situation to arise, but you have a good chance of getting it by accident just by playing as Tawna. Now we have the newest addition to the family, Catbat, and her trophy is the easiest one. It's called Burger Time, and it's for healing all enemies on your team in a single competitive match. Catbat has an ability where she tosses out a homing burger missile, and if it's an enemy it will damage them, but if it's a teammate it heals them. So for the trophy you simply have to heal all of your teammates at least once during the match. Considering you only have 3 teammates, it's not hard to track them all down and feed them a burger even if you miss a couple times. Okay, here is the last trophy of these 8 that I collected. We have the Spin to Win trophy for knocking back 3 enemies with a charged tail whip with Dingodile. This was a daunting challenge at first as it's very situational and a time and place kind of thing, where 3 of your 4 opponents would be gathered around the campfire, so to speak. This really had to be a team fight situation in order for it to work. You need to charge up his spinning tail whip and then slap 3 opponents before it runs out, and I struggled with it until they released the perfect map to get it. One of the new maps is called Bogged Down, and when you activate the epic Relic station, a bloated bat carrying 1000 Wumpa will make its way to the goal. The team that activates it will rush to its aid to defend it, and the other team will rush there to lower the amount of Wumpa it's dropping off and hopefully kill it altogether. So as you can see, everyone will be gathering around this Wumpa bat to try and either assist it or kill it. So that is the perfect time for you to be there and hit anybody in your way with that spinning whirlwind of pain and get this trophy. You're pretty much guaranteed to get it unless the other team is doing a good job blocking you. So if you're playing on that map, you should be able to pull off this trophy here on this Bogged Down map. Alright, this next one can be collected pretty easily provided you have a bit of patience. You'll get this trophy in the nick of slime if you throw a slime monster out to stop a gem capture at the last second using Brio. Our Jekyll and Hyde boy is quite the scientist, and he can throw out these slime monsters that work really great for stopping gem captures and Wumpa scoring at the Wumpa banks. So when it says you have to do this at the last second, you have to wait till an enemy is right about to cap the gem station and nope them in the nick of time. Just hang back and let the capture bar get up to 7/8 or so, and then toss a gooey boy on it and watch it recapture the gem. If you did it correctly, you'll get the trophy. You might be early or you might be a little late a couple of times, but just keep trying and you will get it. Truth be told, I got pretty lucky with this next one. We got Pest Control with our Time Doctor and Tropy, and she needs to hit 3 enemies with a single gravity slam. This is an attack where she leaps in the air and slams the ground after a short delay, shooting out blasts in every direction. I was able to pull it off after a bunch of matches with her, but I think the same strategy we discussed for Dingodile applies here too. It's best to have a team fight situation where you have a good chance to gravity slam 3 opponents, hopefully unsuspecting. The Bogged Down Wumpa Bat fights are the best place to get it done also. Coco's quantum wall ability is so satisfying to use to just nope everybody trying to get in your space. So you get to abuse that ability for the off the wall trophy, as you will need to hit 20 enemies with quantum walls in a single competitive match. This one works best when you kind of throw the match and just go out putting walls in people's faces willy-nilly. Just keep handing them out like candy till you get the trophy to pop. Pretty simple strategy, just hand them out and put it in their faces. And finally, we got the mad scientist himself for the last trophy of this guide. What a great way to close out. We have the Transformative trophy and Dr. Neo Cortex, who needs to transform every enemy on the other team in a single competitive match. The button combo is weird, but once you get the hang of it, you can really abuse the transform ray and neutralize enemies for handfuls of seconds at a time. So really, this trophy is not that hard to get, even though you have to pull it off on 4 different targets. You have lots of time to chase them down, and all the arenas are not that big to begin with. Other boosters are slippery to get this, but focus on them first, and once you close the distance and lock on, it's pretty easy to pull off the transform. Once you have turned all 4 enemies into lizards, pigs, or whatever else you can turn them into, our final trophy of the guide will be yours. And that's our trophy run. We came, we saw, we rumbled. It will be interesting to see who they add as heroes and what other game modes they come up with. If you're playing this in the future where they did, let me know if it's good. But for now, if you have scored Wumpa, blocked a bunch of fools, boosted a bunch of relic stations, mastered everyone's special abilities, maxed out your favorite Crash family character, and collected all the trophies, congratulations! You will be awarded the Master Platinum Trophy for Crash Team Rumble. Even though this is an ongoing live service game where content gets added regularly, so far, no new trophy sets have shown up as of the recording of this video. CTR, the other one with carts, never had any new trophy sets for any of its Grand Prix content, so I suspect the same for this CTR, but with a party mode coming to the game in Season 2, maybe they might add trophies. We'll have to wait and find out. I'll make a video covering the new trophies, and I'll also update the description below to let you know when that video has dropped and let you know if anything new has come. Overall, this is a great trophy run for an online-only multiplayer game, and truth be told, one of the best trophy runs I've played this year. Every trophy feels like it belongs, and it's all super accessible for players wanting to check this game out. Maybe the Platinum is not this prestigious award for the most dedicated players who will spend 50 hours and upwards with the game, but currently there's that very Gucci looking femme trophy skin that I want at the top of the battle pass. There are plenty of other ways the most dedicated can be rewarded, and a rare Platinum trophy maybe is nice, but doesn't do anything for them in-game for their troubles. I think a lot of online-only Platinum trophy runs get it wrong, making players grind out for 100 hours. Crash Team Rumble does the opposite, giving something more realistic for the majority of players to achieve. For example, leveling up one character to max level is a good enough challenge, and they don't go overboard making you play heroes that you really don't gel with and don't want to play anyways. I think it's far more rewarding having a Platinum trophy run made like Crash Team Rumble, and I recommend collecting the Platinum far more than games like Battlefield 2042, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for the Neighborhood, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Brawlhalla, Gran Turismo. Whoops, I'm getting messy. Sorry to call y'all out by name, but these are plats I've skipped out on because I didn't want to spend the amount of time unnecessarily grinding for these plats. So, great job to the devs with CT Rumble's trophy run. It was thoughtfully crafted and made my time spent here a Wumpa scoring good time. That's it for this video. Sorry to get a little messy at the end there, get a little pissed off at some of the trophy runs for some of these whack-ass games. But CTR, as in Crash Team Rumble, isn't one of those whack-ass games when it comes to trophies. I think it's very rewarding to collect, and I hope you guys collect it and show me that platinum trophy. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about this game, what you think about this guide, any and all thoughts down below. I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions are a Wumpa scoring good time, and peace out.